Okay, then I'm back, and here we go with my rebuttal of somebody who came to my channel and said, "Well, you have to prove that he's a racist." Okay, Jontron, I'm going to refute three of the things he said because a lot of it was just right-wing conservative bullshit that isn't really warranted to respond to it except to say, that's kind of stupid. But there's three things he said that kind of sticks out, and that's what I'm going to refute. The first one is, well, numerically speaking, the numbers don't lie. Wealthy blacks commit more crime than poor whites. Um, Here's the article that he was referring to. Um, and once again, you have people making statements without knowing what the fuck they're saying. Um, so here you go. This is from the Washington Post. I'll leave this link in the description field. Um, I'm not going to read the entire article, but the gist of it is that basically, um, rich black kids are more likely to go to prison than poor white kids, but that's because of the system, if you will, not because they're doing more crime. See, the system is built to be kind of discriminatory, then that's just going to be the case. Um, but nowhere in there does it say that wealthy blacks are committing more crimes than poor whites. So, even there, he makes a statement with no basis in reality. His second thing was, well, getting back to that one is, um, this is from the Huffington Post. This is from 2015, updated last year. I don't think anything in September. So that was roughly 7 months ago. I don't think things have changed that much in 7 months. Um, it's a really good read, but let's just go through some of the high points. If a black person and a white person each commit a crime, the black person is more likely to be arrested. This is due in part to the fact that black people are more heavily policed. Um, and that's just that's a fact. Now, here's the thing, though. Generally speaking, black people and white people smoke weed at similar rates, and yet black people are 3.7 times as likely to be arrested for marijuana possessions. I mean, and here's the thing, like it says in the italics, this could be because of overt racism, frequent illegal searches of black people, or an increased willingness to let non-blacks off with a warning. This is systemic. This is systemic and endemic institutionalized discrimination and racism. Okay, and here's the thing, it is easier for black people. It is easier for the police to police black people. We're only 13 fucking percent of the population. But if you look at the numbers, even if it's a lower percentage for white people being put in jail over things, there's a larger percentage of white people. So in actuality, still more white people doing shit in terms of numbers. When black people are arrested for a crime, they are convicted more often than white people arrested for the same crime. That is true. There's a variety of ways this could happen, but I'll let you read it for yourself. I'll put a link in the description field. Um, you know, I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'll let you people be the judge. But here we go. It is from the Society Pages, which is a sociology um, website for people who are into sociology. Now, here's the thing. I am a, um, I have a dual major for my bachelor's. So I have two bachelor's degrees, one in sociology, one in political science. So like but you can still, anyone could look this up and find it. I will leave a link in the description field. But basically, this goes into detail about why it's bullshit when someone says, but blacks commit more crimes. Not really, no. Um, and then finally, um, this is from the New Progressive. Um, with all the charts and everything. I would like for you to actually read this because it will bear out what I'm saying. Um, these arguments that people like to make are bullshit. Now, look, you can, I mean, you can do whatever you want to, but I mean, there's something systemically wrong with the system. This is a form of discrimination, all right? So I think I've pretty much dismantled that first argument that Jontron made, but let's get to the second one. Someone said, "Well, prove that they're racist." Well, let's look at the definition of racist. This is from Merriam-Webster from 1828. So that's I mean, I think they're credible. A belief that race is the primary determinant of human traits and capacities, and that racial differences produce an inherent superiority of a particular race. Kind of had that when he was talking about, somehow black people are more crime, whatever, even though, human nature is human nature. It's not really based on race. A doctrine or political program based on the assumption of racism and designed to execute its principles. Okay, yeah. A political or social system founded on racism. Or racial prejudice or discrimination. So, let's talk about discrimination. The act of making or perceiving a difference, the act of discriminating, a bloodhound scent of discrimination, the process by which two stimuli differing in some aspect are responded to differently, the quality of power or finally distinguishing, the act or practice or an instant of discriminating categorically rather than individually. That is where we have Jontron. This dude basically makes blanket statements with no regard for the fact that you can't judge people, you can't judge an entire race of people on blanket statements or by a group of people. Um, and that is a form of racism. So yes, he's kind of a racist asshole. Yes. But where do we go from there? What can we what why is that important? Well, his last thing was that there is no discrimination here in America, which I would say discrimination is also part of racism. I will leave a link in this description field for defining hate crimes, and this is from shit. Sorry, this is an essay from damn, I can't remember but this was written for someone from Arizona. If you know anything about Arizona, it has a interesting history with hate crimes and racism. This is the latest hate crime statistic released. This came out November 14th, 2016. Um, yeah. A man in Florida threatened to firebomb two mosques. A Virginia man was charged with assaulting a gay victim. An Iowa man was convicted of stomping on and kicking the head of an African American victim. But look, man, this wasn't a hate crime. I mean, let's get deeper into it. Okay, this is compiled by the FBI. This is from the FBI.gov. This is the official FBI government headquarters. Hate in 2015. This is just in 2015. Um, Generally speaking, um, gender identity bias was not what was, I'm transgender. You weren't. I mean, that's a very small percentage. Disability, you crippled bastard. Gender bias, oh, that's a woman, fuck her. Sexual orientation bias, oh, they're starting to fuck with you. Religious bias, oh, you Muslim bastard. Race, ethnicity, ancestry bias, almost 60%. So yeah, they're still fucking with people. You're Iranian, fuck you. You're black, fuck you. Your ancestors were Iranian and you're black, fuck you double time. So yes, and these are official hate crimes, which I mean, come on, we can be honest, but let's take it a step further. This is another. I will leave a link in this description field. Um, this is from 2015. This is from a case in 2015, but this is a hate crime. This is an audio transcript. Two men are each serving 15 years in federal prison for their connection to a violent hate crime in Corpus Christi, Texas. Just a bastion of open feelings and caring. A third man is also in prison for lying to the FBI agents about his part in the crime. I'm Molly Halpern of the FBI, and this is Gotcha, the Bureau's closed case of the week. Ramiro Serrata, Jimmy Garza, and Carlos Garcia were convicted for their roles in the assault of a gay African-American man because of his race and sexual orientation. FBI case agent Jenna Bajal says the victim was sodomized. Jenna Bajal says that they held him up against the wall and started whipping him with the belt, making reference to slavery and calling derogatory names. Halpern, after several hours, the victim managed to escape. He has become an advocate for other hate crime victims. Carrie Garcia, Carrie Gardica, I survived my hate crime, so many people have not survived them. I don't feel the emotional scars. They need to think about what they did, and 15 years is long enough. So yeah, you can check that out yourself. But wait, there's more. This was the New York Police Department. Cities are a great microcosm in sociology of what's going on in the world around them, because effects that happen socially tend to be magnified in a city because you have a higher concentration of people. So generally speaking, if you see fucked up shit happening in a city, it's happening on a more diluted scale in the countryside. Socially speaking, if you're into sociology. Hate crimes on the rise in 2017, led by anti-Semitic incidents. Now, if you don't know what that means, Semitic peoples includes people of Israeli, Arabic, Palestinian descent. That whole area is you're anti-Semitic. So if you have a racial or ethnic dislike of those people, or discriminatory attitude. So I will also leave a link in the description field. So people saying that, oh man, racism just, it's over.
160 cases of intimidation and harassment were reported across the country. That's according to a civil rights group called the Southern Poverty Law Center, though it did note it couldn't confirm all of the reported incidents. A new report released Tuesday says the hateful incidents range from build-a-wall chants in a school cafeteria to a swastika spray painted on a lesbian couple's door. The highest number of incidents happened the day after the election. The SPLC also said 206 instances of harassment and intimidation took place in public locations like parks and beaches. The SPLC noted in its report that motivation for some of the incidents was difficult to categorize because there appeared to be multiple forms of bias. Still, the majority reported appear to be against Black people, immigrants, and the LGBT community.
So there you go. No discrimination in America. Really? Really? Fucking really. So yes, there is a thing against against these things going on. So what does this have to do with Jontron? Well, like I said, I debunked his three main points. I said three of his main points. He has three main points. One is that blacks are apparently committing more crimes than whites, which is factually incorrect. The other one is that that rich blacks are committing more crimes than poor whites. Also bullshit. There's no indication of that. Um, and the last one was, if I remember correctly, there is no discrimination in America nowadays. Now, look, I'm gonna be fair. I'm only 31. Jontron is what, 26 years old. He's probably parroting shit he heard his parents say, because at 26, you barely know how to wipe your own ass at that age. But um, yeah, yeah, racism is alive and well. Discrimination is alive and well. Hate crimes are alive and well, and that's here in America. So there you go. There you go. And that should be the end of this video. Now, if you don't like what I had to say, fair enough. Unsubscribe, leave. I don't really give a shit. But if you want to have a fair and open dialogue about it, then go ahead. Peace.